What's up, guys? It's your boy Judo Kidiashi, also known as JF Honor Strike, and today we are racing the first race of the Manufacturers Cup here in Suzuka, Japan. This is qualifying, and the race will be 20 laps, where you will pit once, change tires, but getting more fuel. Fueling your car wouldn't be mandatory because there's a lot of fuel in the race. As we set our first qualifying lap from our out lap, we are in P9, and what I was concerned about in this race is the amount of contact there will be, because Suzuka is a very tight and technical track, so there'll be some corners where where a driver could be faster than another driver and it would make contact and crash. Sometimes drivers would come off slow, and you have to either be patient or just go for a dive bomb if possible. Also, another thing I was concerned about was the amount of power steering I was doing. The power steering that I would be doing. I was concerned about the amount of power steering I would be doing because coming out of turn 3, you're going into the S section, and I coast through that section. I sometimes throttle by coast, and it's a lot of power steering involved because I'm literally turning the steering wheels like so hard, it really hurts my hand. And yeah, also I've been getting slightly faster in GE7. I'm on B rank now, and this Manufacturers Cup race is my first B rank race. What I did was that I changed the brake max to 60% because I'm with Logitech G923 pedals, and the Logitech G923 pedals have a potential meter. Not only that, they have a stiff block in it, which makes it very hard to modulate the pedals when it comes to braking, and it's very hard to reach 100%. So there'll be some cases where you can be reaching 100%, and there's some cases where you're not reaching 100%. So it doesn't lead to consistency because you hitting 100% will vary it will just vary all the time. So I was doing research, and the experts said that you should how do I put this into words? Decrease the brake max from 100 to between 60 and 70%, because then you would reach 100% in game with 70% input. Or you can increase the saturation. You could do that, which helps you reach 100% a lot more easier. Or if you find it easy to reach 100% without any settings, you might have to increase the linearity, which stiffens it. We set P9 for now. Go 9 fastest. They jumped up to 10th, but as I was saying before, I had to decrease the brakes as we spin in our second out lap, and then we go for another spin again, and then my fellow Ferrari car go by, and other 2 cars go by me. Shame for us. We would qualify P12 in a race, and we start the race. 3 laps, lights out, and away we go. So not to put it into the words, but this race was very alright. It was a bit frustrating, but it was alright. As the 2 cars in front end up hitting each other somehow, we get 2 free positions, another one, and we actually get 3. We're going to P9, and the driver in front, the Spaniard, has a time penalty, if I'm not mistaken, of 5 seconds. And the Red Bull behind me, who's German, is on my tail. And he's going to try and go for the overtake. We defend the inside, give him a bit of a tap, but we keep the position. Hard racing, and it was fair. But anyways, he serves his penalty, and we're going to get P8. Fast forward to lap 2. We are still defending against the German, who is still on our tail. And another car goes off. 2 cars go off. I don't know how that's happened, but 2 cars go off, and we go into P6. So we're running very well. We're playing it safe, we're being cautious, and it's paying off. But it all goes downhill in a few corners time on this lap. Still the thing against the Red Bull driver. We're still holding him off. He goes to the outside as we go to the inside. We defend to the inside. He goes wide to the outside. We cut him off, and we still cut him off on the inside. Another car goes off. We go to the inside to cover him off. We make a bit of contact as we almost lose the rear. I guess I'll take a bit of responsibility for that because I moved too late. German is pressurizing me. The Frenchman in front came off very poorly of that corner because he went wide. Going to 130, we cut him off, the German. As we still stick to the inside, well, medium inside, German goes to the inside to overtake, but he makes contact with us. We cut the track, we reset, and we now lose 3-4 positions. Fast forward to lap 3, we're trailing the Polish driver. We go for an unintentional dive bomb. Make contact, it was fair. Hard racing, but he does this. He pit maneuvers us. And that's just very unfair for us. As El James, the Spaniard, is trying to fight this position as we cover him off. And we're going to be getting into a feud with him in a few laps' time. We are still battling the Spaniards. Well, this one is a different Spaniard. He's going to try and fight me for position. And we're going to make contact in the next 1 or 2 corners. We go slightly wide. We cover the inside. We go wide. He goes to my outside. We're still on the inside. He gets the overtake dump, but he doesn't even give me any room. So he ends up hitting my fender and he goes into the gravel trap. I would take some responsibility for that, but in reality it wasn't really my fault because he was trying to cut me off and I was still on the inside. Fast forward, a lap later, lap 6, the driver who wrecked me is now in the gravel. That's karma for you, boy. And now on lap 7, we're chilling a German of Lexi. Lexi was going very slowly here. He actually, coming in the next double apexes we do, he's going to slow down and pulls to the right hand side and gives us a position. It's very rare in racing to give someone a position like that. Just shows a bit of humility. You know you're slow, you know the driver is faster than you, so you give the position to them. Gives me a bump. It's the second gear, but yeah. Fast forward 7 laps later, we come into the pits for softs because we went along on the mediums. We come out in P9 from P6 after the stop, and we will be in front of the Spaniard that we were having a feud with a few laps before, El James, and we'll continue to have a feud with him next lap. Lap 15, he is right behind us. Heading into lap 16, he's getting the slipstream. He pulls to the outside, we go to the inside. We're going to squeeze him, we'll still give him the space. He needs to race us. He goes to the outside, we stick to the inside. We make slight contact. We still fight the position. We're still going to try and squeeze him now. We squeeze him, which was fair, and we keep P9. And we're going to keep fighting for the next couple of corners. I kind of like this battle. It was going very well. Yeah, the race was alright, but I was kind of frustrated that I got pit maneuvered. We could have finished around P5 or 6, like 6 or 5 if we didn't get rammed by the Polish driver earlier on. Next to the fact that he got overtook and he just pit maneuvered our spot. That's just life. That's just life, you know. Sorry for the weird gear shifting. Just getting he goes for a weird dive bomb there. We cover him off. We go for a switchback. Straight for the weird gear shifting. I'm trying to get as much rev as possible to accelerate fast, and I'm just gear shifting incorrectly, so I apologize for that. He goes for the dive bomb. We go for a switchback. He ends up hitting us during that dive bomb, but it's okay. Now into this left-hander. He gets to overtake momentarily, but we're still fighting him. We're still on the inside. We go onto the track limit to make contact with him, slight contact, which was fair. He tries to push us into the wall, and we pushed him into the wall because I realized what he was trying to do. He was trying to wreck us. So, I kind of felt bad, but you gotta do what you gotta do. If you don't defend yourself, people are going to keep pushing on you. And 3, 2, 1. Look to the bottom left. He leaves the game. He leaves the game off. He leaves the game. You have to do what you gotta do though, that's the thing. Nothing really happens in the next few laps, so fast forward to the last lap. They've run the final corner. Through the chicane. Yellow flags. You're not getting P8 because that guy spun out. And we are gonna come P8 in our first race in the Manufacturers Cup, in our first race in rank B. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.